Good evening. I'd like to thank you for joining our happy little group as we explore the path of spiritual awakening and enlightenment. Uh, let's meditate to a couple of songs. We meditated these last week, but they're really some of my favorite ones. And this is Open Water and Waves of Light from Zazen. Take a breath. Relax. So, the hardcore group here today, giving up the Super Bowl, such as it is. It's nice to see you. Many months ago, I had the seeing that we were entering into a new age. This was borne out astrologically with the beginning of the Aquarian age. This Piscean age lasted a very long time, and so will the Aquarian age. And the transition between one to the other, even though it's taking about a year or so, maybe longer, in reference to how long it's going to be, is pretty sudden. And if you look around right now, you'll see that that's exactly what's going on. Political parties are crashing and burning. Economic situations are changing throughout the world. Everything is changing and will not go back to the way it used to be because the vibration is higher. And as we raise our vibration, we will move more in harmony with the universe at this particular moment. So this is a good thing. I would say that the birth is almost complete. We still will have the, the residual, the afterbirth and all of that stuff, but the birth is almost complete now. It will be within the next 2 months. And then it will quickly turn into a new world. I do believe this. So in the meantime, we as spiritual aspirants need to become enlightened. I just don't see any other thing to do. Nothing else really tends to interest me. I'm not that interested in politics. I'm not interested in anything really except enlightenment and the spreading of the Dharma. So that's an important thing to keep in mind. I've had an interesting development in myself. The last couple of weeks, I've been going into territory inwardly that I've never thought I would go to. I've spent most of my life seeking samadhi in the light. It's been an amazing journey, and those times that I have gone into samadhi are just an amazing thing. I mean, I can't even put words to it, although it never seems to stop me from trying. But about a week or two ago, I went the other direction on purpose. I wasn't pulled there. I was drawn by an old student of mine to go into a very low hell world. They had passed, and I went down to find them. And it was a very, very, very dark place. When you get into the lower hell worlds, you actually get away from the fire and everything else. It's just black and dull, no feelings whatsoever, except maybe a deep, deep sense of depression. A deep depression. And you can get stuck there for a very long time. You won't get stuck there forever. It's impossible to get stuck anywhere forever because you're always at some level evolving. But as I went down and worked with this individual, this soul, and I stayed with him until there was some light around him. the thought came to me that this could take a very long time, 10,000 lifetimes. And I said, well, I'm not going until I see the light in this person. I'm not leaving. If that takes me 10,000 lifetimes, then I'll do it. So I stood there. There's Puggy in the background snoring, so he's my mantra. So as I stood there and watched, determined that I would not leave this soul in that condition, eventually the light started. A faint, faint glow. And it brought a little bit more. And pretty soon stood up. And they were standing in not a really bright light, but they were standing in the light. And I got inwardly that that's all that needed to be done. She had gone into the light a very long way, and it would be easy for her to follow that light back. But I have gone to the depths. I've been to the heights, I've been to the depths, and there's still more to go. We are eternal. We have no endings. We're not just a one-directional being. We carry the light and the darkness with us in this soul, in this body. In reality, the light and the darkness are the same. One of the highest meditations I had with my teacher, the room, instead of turning its usual Dharmakaya bright fluorescent white light, the room turned into a satin black with just my teacher sitting up on the stage in this brilliant gold. It was like the most brilliant gold you can imagine, but in this very black background. And I saw then that light and darkness were just the same. The only thing that's different is your experience. And even in the darkest of places, you can be the light. You can be that bright light, as Rama was in that meditation. Don't be afraid. It's all God. When Christ was crucified, it's said that he spent those 3 days going into the depths of hell, setting souls free. The souls that we meet on this life are us. We're setting ourselves free. How can I go into enlightenment when part of me is left in a hell world without hope? But if you go to hell worlds and you provide hope, then you combine the light and the darkness. We are basically tantric mystics. But Tantra is a reconciliation of opposites. I've taught this for decades, that what we do is we take the lowest part of our being into the highest, and we bring the highest into the lowest. There, in this tantric maneuver, we are set free, and we set anyone around us free that opens up their heart. So I guess what I'm saying is don't be afraid. It's all God. Everything here is transitory. Everything here has an ending and a beginning. It's the wheel of Yama. I'm going to ask that you entertain the thought of asking a question. One of the things that I miss the most when I'm sitting with you and meditating in a group is that there's always a time when you can ask me questions and I get a chance to address it. And I miss that. I miss the interaction. So if you have a spiritual question or a question that's really kind of keeping you up at night, I would like for you to email me and with the question, and I will address it next Sunday and every Sunday. Any questions you have. One of the things that I miss the most, which I'm sure you do too, is that we don't sit in the same room with each other. You know, we don't touch each other like we used to. I realized and read actually a medical journal many years ago that said if human beings need to be touched at least 17 seconds a day, a nice 17 seconds of uninterrupted touch. We go a little crazy when we don't have that. So particularly if you're living alone during these times and you're not touching anybody, it can drive you a little sideways and put you into a depression. So it's very important for us to meditate during these times and focus on the light. Focus on the highest and best and do what you can to help others. Even if it's just sending money to the local food bank or volunteering to hand out groceries at a food bank. Do something to help people during this time. It's this gnarly energy that's been building up like a pimple, ugly pimple, is coming to a head, and we're going to watch it go away. And the way you assist it in going away is through selfless service, through helping other people, putting other people ahead of your own needs. Very cool. It's kind of tough to do when you're afraid to touch anyone though, huh? But you can. At least give some money to a food bank. There's precious little of me left here. So I think I would like to meditate to some music that my teacher had us meditate to. It's pretty dynamic music, but it's really quite amazing actually as I think about it. This particular piece of music is from Tangerine Dream, and it's called Albuquerque and Live Miles, and it's about 30 minutes. So sit up nice and straight, and let's go on a little journey together.
Muy buenas noches, queridos amigas y amigos. Por primera vez aquí en Nuevo México pedimos a ustedes dar la bienvenida a nuestros amigos Tangerine Dream.
Namaste.